Welcome back. We're starting election time when it comes to Democrats and Republicans. 50% of the vote is actually pretty close, but when you offer up 4 options for the Fans' Choice Game of the Week, 50% of the vote is a landslide. The fans spoke on 9 and 10 News Facebook page this week. Cadillac at Traverse City West leading off this block of the show and getting a little extra time. 2. Vikings with a slim 7-0 lead when we pick things up at halftime. Titans on the march. TC West Jeff Turnquist is going to be picked off by Cadillac's Jake Ellens. He returns it into Titan territory. Taking a few hits there at the end. Vikings making him pay, giving it to the battleship. Michael Holdship up the gut for the TD. 14-0 Cadillac. Next Vikings possession, Andrew Emmington, 25-yard field goal as Cadillac builds a 17-0 advantage. West not done, though. Turnquist going to the air again, this time finding Zach McGuire between 3 Vikings defenders. He's going to juke, jive, wail, all the way down to the Viking 3. That sets up Chase Gavrick for the score, but actually Cadillac winning this one 17-12. That was part of a doubleheader at Thurlby Field. TC Central hosting Alpena in the afternoon game. Trouble for the Trojans on the first snap. Ethan Campbell putting it on the turf. Alpena recovering it, and the Cats cashing in a few plays later. Jordan Ferguson barreling his way through, just reaching over for a 7-zip Alpena edge. Central trying to respond. Campbell trying to make up for that mistake, too, with a 13-yard sweep down to the 6 and hanging on to the ball this time. Very next play, Joe Shepperly showing off some power, dragging some defenders in with him. Follow me to the goal line. Central scores in OT to win it 14-7 in overtime. Thriller. Staying in the Big North, these teams, they're pretty good. Honorable mention Gaylord hosting 7th-ranked Petoskey. We'll start with Petoskey quarterback Evan Whitmore handing off to Garrett Montegan. He's going to go up the middle for the score. We're going to hear more from Whitmore. This time he's going to go to the air, pass it up to Jared Byers. He is down the sideline, striding into the end zone, right past all the Gaylord defenders for the score, pulling Petoskey up by 14 at that point. Gaylord going to respond with Stephen Fitzik going to Cotton Neff. It's just a handoff, though, for the short TD. Gaylord winning a shootout 49-42. He was a Big North expert last week. Now he's Mr. Ski Valley. Eric Lloyd has your next 4 highlights.
And ironically, I'm not a skier at all. In the Ski Valley, every game means a little something extra. There are no non-conference games, so the entire schedule is filled with league foes. And so far, St. Ignace has made a statement. They're 6-0 on the season, playoff spot clinched, and looking to officially eliminate Onaway tonight above the bridge. Saints' first possession deep in their own territory, run up the middle in a big crowd, and the ball squirts out, and Onaway's going to recover. That's a good start for Onaway, but that's about where the good start ended, because very next play, Cardinals back to pass. Saints' Austin Wachinski reads the pattern perfectly and gets the INT, and nice return. The defense is making plays early. Later in the drive, Gage Kresge rolls right and locates Cole Thompson for the 18-yard TD pass. They're on a roll, and they're going to keep going. Next possession has Andrew Goldthorpe plunging in for a 4-yard TD. St. Ignace cruises 57-0. Right behind the Saints in the standings is Inland Lakes. Tonight, the Bulldogs host the Trojans of Central Lake, who are really hitting their stride, winning the last 3 by an average of 28 points. Early on, it's the Bulldogs' Ethan Jakowiak faking the handoff to the naked bootleg, and he's going to keep this one the whole way. Down the sideline, dashing, dodging, dragging defenders, lots of Ds, doing everything he can, lots of Ds on the O, 4-6. But the Trojans would respond. Ben Hicks busting through the pile, and he's off to the races with a host of Bulldogs hot on his tail, but they're not catching him. Trojans going to keep it close, but then it comes apart. Ensuing kickoff, Daniel Flowers snags the short kick, and well, we're short on time, and he's long on running. So he's going to score, and Inland Lakes are going to win, 28-22. If Mansalona wants to make the playoffs for a 5th straight season, they don't have much wiggle room with 3 losses already, but they had to take care of business against Pellston tonight. And well, they did. Early in the second quarter, already up 38-0, the Ironmen trying to run out the clock and picking up major yardage with it. Chase Ritchie looking shifty. He's down after a big gain. That sets up Tyler Fultz on the bounce out to the far side. Hard to see him, but he's still there, still running, Oh, there he is, popping in for the score, 44-0. But the Hornets respond with their best drive of the night. Cash O'Brien with the money pass down to Daniel Stenzel. He's inside the 5, then 10 seconds left in the half. O'Brien finding freshman Josiah Crawford for Pellston's only score. Ironmen stay alive, winning 50-8. Joburg is in the playoffs with a win. Pickford's out with a loss. Cardinals and Panthers rounding out our Ski Valley coverage. Joburg up 43-6 early in the third, wanting to stay on the ground, and they do it effectively, looking a lot like Mansalona. Logan Huff wiggles through the Panther D and earns the 31-yard gain down to the 7-yard line. He had 165 yards on just 5 carries. That's good. Next play, though, Pickford's Ian Ferret comes up big. Cardinals' Cody Catano runs up the gut, fumbles, nice play, but the Purple can't score, but Joe Burke can. Cardinals' Jack Bant sneaks past the Panthers' D and fools our cameraman, heads to pay dirt. Joe Burke's going to be dancing this year, 49-12. And in case you missed it, last night Gaylord St. Mary's played Forest Area. Snowbirds took care of the Warriors 19-0 to keep their slim playoff hopes still alive. For Sports Overtime, I'm Eric Lloyd.
Thank you, Eric. Nobody in the state covers more ground than 9 to 10 Sports Overtime. Who else is going to go 166 miles from Pickford to Coleman? Nobody. Late in the first, both teams tied at 14 across the board. Coleman deciding to change that. Adam Stremolo to Josh Pepin for the easy score. Comets lead 20-14. Second quarter, Mustangs ball now for Sanford Meridian. Zach Talbot's showing everyone why they're called the Mustangs. He's going to race the ball all the way down the field, dodging every single Comet that comes his way. Coleman wins 45-28. Boy, all that talking that Eric did is making me tired. I need a break. We return. Bel Air Eagles try to stay unbeaten against Engadine. And where are we at? Beaverton's keeping track.